Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning one more time. I'm really pleased and honored to be here today with you all under one aim, promoting peaceful societies. I couldn't have a better start than the words of the Nigerian activist Hafsa Abiola stating, "Peace comes from being able to contribute the best that we have and all that we are towards a world that supports everyone." Coming from the continent which has the highest percentages of conflict and violence, I'm here to try to transfer the real image. Not those news that you listen in the morning about success of negotiations or increase in development indicators. Unfortunately, not. When I attend different events and hear people saying or talking about leaving no one behind, well, I can't say that there are no achievements. There are achievements. However, deeply inside, I believe that there are groups who are left behind. When I hear that there is a young girl in Egypt dying because of FGM, she was left behind. When I know that there are villages who still don't know anything about sanitation, they are left behind. When I understand that 34% of armed groups are from youth, they are left behind. I can speak a lot about those situations, but let me jump to therefore, because we're still in the morning. So, therefore, this should be our biggest motivation. Us, NGOs, UN bodies, private sector, and youth. Sorry, I cannot rely on governments to reach those people. I believe it is part of our role. For me, if you want to prioritize SDGs, I will definitely put SDG 16 on the top of the list. If you're questioning that, let me tell you some facts. Nearly half the population of the Central African Republic suffer from hunger because of civil war, 16.1. In Nigeria, there are around 40% of illiteracy because of school bombing, 16.2. The Syrian climate has significantly been affected because of weapons used in war, 16.4. In Botswana's income inequality is one of the highest in the world because of corruption, 16.5. But what about the rest of the world? Bearing in mind that other countries may have achieved a lot in SDG 16 and they have other priorities, SDG 17 is the solution. Partnerships, networking, discussing, and sharing. This is why we're here today all. And in the framework of being here today and calling on sharing our success stories and experiences, I'd like to start by myself. I'll try to briefly present two initiatives that I was part of that supported the youth role in monitoring and implementation of SDG 16 and 17. The first project, I consider it a personal success, is the PDMF, the Peace and Development Makers Forum. This forum is done by 100% youth. There was a group of youth, we were in Geneva, and we were talking about SDG 16 and the conflicts and everything, and we thought that we have to do something, and we cannot do it alone. We have to cooperate. So there was this forum gathering youth from Africa, from Europe, from Asia, and from the Arab region, where we support each other in implementing initiatives on the local level. If I can give an example, I will state as an example in Somalia, we implemented an initiative which entitled Leave the Gun and Hold the Pen. This initiative is, it aims to raise the awareness of education in order to decrease the recruitment of children in conflict. In Sudan, we had an initiative called Tree Branches, which aims to support the culture of understanding and accepting others. And in Italy, we used sports in main square. I've not been to Italy, so I don't know the place exactly. It's in Palermo. There was a square that was very famous of violence. So youth gathered there every Tuesday night to play street sports in order to decrease the percentages of violence happening in this square. The second initiative would be education or training youth about how to cooperate with the UN and the African Union in order to promote human rights and to promote peaceful societies. Some of the trainings are, like, we did our best. Some of the trainings were like 100% covered, everything, all the costs, and others had theoretical and practical experiences where we educate youth about UN Security Council Resolution 2050 and 2419 as an example, UN Global Strategy to Counter Terrorism, different international mechanisms to cooperate with the Office of High Commissioner in the UN. And then, after explaining everything, we take them into a practical training inside the UN itself, where they can meet officials and observe everything on the ground. So, in conclusion, I'd rather state that obstacles as political agendas, as global warming, as discrimination against women are common, and if we don't solve them, they will affect each and every country in this world. So, let us put our hands together to overcome those obstacles. Let us talk more about negotiation rather than disagreement, about building schools, not armies, about acceptance, not discrimination. Let us promote peaceful, inclusive societies and provide access to justice for all. Thank you so much.
Thank you for starting us off.